education. And they've been doing some work on standardizing floating as far as having like a welcome packet and some resources. I think that would be a great resource to incorporate into that and tag into it, of where these supplies are. And then this is a project to change standardization of where supplies are, would be something that would be, gosh, you're talking about at least a year plus to get that down. So I would look for in developing a guide, and you could join that RRR, or even go to one of their meetings. The next one, it's always the first Wednesday of the month. I can send you that information if you'd like.
Yeah, sure, that'd be great.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's just not as complicated as people, I don't know, or like, 'cause I've talked to a few different people about it and they think it's a great idea, but it's just that like they're like, oh yeah, well, it's like trying to get people to buy into it. I don't understand what there is to buy into it. I feel like it's a very, straightforward, just like you just reorganize. Like I'm not asking them to change their supplies. I'm just asking that, there's a standardized way that, from unit to unit that, this, I know that, my, this moisturizer will be in this spot, because I mean the bed supplies and bed bath supplies are all basically standardized throughout the hospital anyway. Like from what you have from one unit to the next, I mean with very little variation, honestly. So it's just,
Yeah,
I don't know why
yeah,
just like make like almost like a chart or something like that. Like this is how you should organize, like this is what should be next to each other and stuff. And, if you need to like start a new cart or, have a different section for it, then so be it. But if it's, in the same order, then, I don't know, I feel like it's pretty black and white.
yeah. No, it's not as black as white as you think. And the reason being is that, again, some of them have supply pixes, some of them don't. There's a cost that's associated with those supply pixes. They don't have enough to standardize through with the supply pixes or in the size of those different supply rooms where they have. Again, I encourage you to go to that RRR meeting because there are representatives from across the whole house. You can get their input on it. They may, because you're going to need help. Like you said, there's just the two of you. They may say, all right, let's do this. Let's make this an initiative for the RRR and start work on it. Again, it may not get done by the time that you graduate, but if you do go down that route, that road, and it's in process, then that will count. But I would definitely bounce it off of them because they are doing work on standardizing education and resources for people that are floating.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I had actually done something similar to this in my ER. I used to do all of the ordering, and I did the list that they keep at the grocery store that tells you can go in alphabetical order, look for the supplies you need, and then it tells you what shelf, what cart, or whatever it's on. And I went through and labeled all of the different carts, just so that it was easier for people to find stuff because we had a very small space and everything was packed in, and that seemed to work out fairly well. So it's an idea.
No, that's a good idea. And the search function on those supply pixes is it goes by the name, not the slang, and that's what's frustrating too. So, we call a piece of equipment one thing, and that's what we're familiar with. But when they put it in that supply pixes, it may have a totally different name or even like a code number that it goes by. And that's why it's hard searching for things. So this is a great project. It's a big project, and I just want you to make you realize that it's a big project, and that's why I would incorporate assistance from that RRR, which is a shared governance committee, which does have decision-making abilities, to get their buy-in and get them to champion the work with you.
All right, guys. So just to reiterate what Eric said, in terms of your project for the residency, it may be something that you just for now want to do unit based. And then we are always encouraging you guys to join committees, and that would be a great committee for you to join. For then you take that unit-based project that you've done in our residency and take it further and work with the committee and the governance and try and sort of standardize it across the organization. Just to reiterate, Eric, it's bigger than and more time consuming than you think. And we run into this a lot. You guys are at the early stages of the residency and you have these big ideas and they're great and we love that. But we don't want you guys to get to month 6 and 7 and you're like, oh my gosh, I bit off more than I can chew. I don't think I have anything that I can hand in at the end of residency. All right.
Right, and Mary, you may want to pilot that. So, like again, I really encourage getting that RRR buy-in. You may want to pilot it just in medicine and see how it goes, standardizing supplies across medicine versus flipping organizationally, because then you're going to be doing women's, you're going to be doing children's, the OR is its whole other different thing. The ED is really into a cart system that they use. And again, there may be associated costs with it too. That's what you have to look through. What is the cost to standardize it?
Yeah, no worries.
But I love the idea of you guys starting it on your unit.
No, yeah.
Taking it to the committee and trying to push it further.
Well, she's flex, so she doesn't have a unit. So that's yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking, bring it to RRR. There may be a unit there that one of the people will say, all right, we'll pilot on my unit.
Well, you said you're working with Kaylee, right?
Yeah.
All right. And Kaylee, you're on South Wing 7?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah. That's the best of both worlds. You could have that pilot data already, that single unit that you've piloted it on, you've identified the gap, and then you can see what the information did for that one unit. You already have that data, not to mention you've completed your project for the NRP, and then when you go to the committee, you have all of that information already for you to then work with them to take it, full scale.
So that would be starting it in surgery. So you could start at South Wing 7, organize it, get feedback from your colleagues, roll it out to South Wing 6 and 5, see how it goes, and then roll it out into the other units.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that, guys. Good work. Do me a favor, because I have so many of these projects, write it all down on that demographics worksheet and submit it to me, all right? And
Is there
Kaylee,
gonna convert that to like a Word document or something?
Yeah, that's fine. Just write on a Word document. Just write the names of the people in your group and what your topic idea is. And this is important, guys. You have to get approval from your management. So when you tell when you ask your managers if this is okay, please identify that when you send that worksheet or Word document to me. All right. And Kaylee, you had emailed me this morning. If there's anybody else that would be interested in that project that works, close with that unit, please reach out to Kaylee or Mary. You're still looking for other group members? Yeah. All right. Guys, on that note, please check your emails last month. I did send out your cohort list again. It has the information of your cohort, the units that they're on. If you haven't got a group and you still want a group, please use that. Like we said before, we are allowing you to do this by yourself if you wish as well. All right. Anybody else? Evidence-based practice projects, concerns, ideas?
We're in the ED. There's like 6 of us. I was talking to some nurses, and I guess the behavioral health documentation side of things in the ED is like really lacking. So we came up with an idea to create like a standardized guide and we presented that idea to our manager, and she seemed really excited about it. I guess it's something that's like they really need right now. So
Okay.
I
I
did,
like that idea. You've identified a gap there.
yeah.
Your implementation is this guide, which you think would help. Um, it's definitely something that I think, again, will probably take a little bit longer to implement, but you'll be able to see how that implementation is during the course of this year.
So the guide, is that gonna be a paper guide that helps you chart in CIS, or is that
Well,
for
we
the
don't
one
use
to one?
CIS. We don't use CIS.
FirstNet,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
Um,
FirstNet sits over CIS.
yeah, I think it would just be like a paper guide, maybe somewhere in the behavioral health pod.
Just to kind of guide you through. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Look at the INT website under FirstNet and CIS because they do have job aids, and see what already exists as a job aid for behavioral health documentation.
Okay.
Great
Thank-
work, guys. So again, who was that Brianna?
Yes.
Okay, so again, Brianna, when you guys are ready, send me your group names and the topic, and just
I
remind
sent it
me.
yesterday for our group.
You sent it to me already?
Well, I sent it to the nurse residency
Oh,
group.
okay, cool. I'll
I
take a
sent
look at that. Awesome, guys. So that's great. So everyone else, you're seeing how, people are starting to identify these issues or these needs with in the back of their mind what the implementation could be. Now that's really important because a lot of times we have people that identify these issues and they're like, this is the issue, this is research on the issue, this is why it's important, but they miss that implementation, and that makes it a research project or even a literature review, and that's not what we want. All right, that implementation is the important part. Anyone else? Any other ideas? Any other gaps that they've noticed? This is really good so far, guys. Like I said, you guys are only in month 3 right now, and for you guys to be identifying these with, implementations that you think would help is awesome. It's really, really good work. All right. Well, you guys are doing a really good job communicating with us. Please, I really want you guys to continue doing that. But you guys won't see us next month because you will have you'll be on your units. Please work with your leadership and management team to know exactly where you need to be and when for that. What else do we have? You guys should have received your second survey. Yep, your month 3. So you guys should have received your second survey. Please make sure you go in and you do that. It'll be in your emails. It is mandatory. It is to help us improve the program, and especially for you guys. You guys, half or a few of you were part of the success program where you guys did that 2-week orientation thing. So you guys received a separate link. So it's even more important for you guys to please do those, complete those surveys, because we use the data for both that, the success program, and for your nurse residency program. Eric, do you have anything else you can think of?
No, take this time. So you have this time. Take this time, work on your assignments, work on your evidence-based practice project. As we end here, those of you that started recently that missed the first and second seminar, stay on, and we'll go over, make sure that we answer any questions that you may have, and just catch you up.
You guys can fill out a variance form for this time. If you guys are going to be doing any work for the residency program after this, you can fill out your variance form for 4 hours. However, if I do not receive that work today, we can't give you that time. All right. So if you are going to fill it out for 4 hours, please make sure you do send me the work.
Just to clarify for June, I know that you just said that we won't see you guys, so we're not going to have a WebEx in June.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, no. You will have a WebEx just like this, where
Okay.
we'll check in, but we won't have a educational seminar.
Okay.
All right. After after that month, then we're back to doing. We'll have holistic the next month. Then we'll have ethics the next month. Risk management after that. Interpreter services after that. Professional development, and then that's it. You guys are done. You guys will be completed. All right. Trust me, guys. It flies by. It really does. Yes, Kimberly, your managers do know about next month. They'll be contacting you guys and telling you exactly what you, where you need to do, where you need to be. All right. All right, guys. Like I said, if anybody has any questions, if you were a late start, and you have any questions, please stay on. Apart from that, fill out your variances, keep communicating with us. We're here to guide and support you guys, and we will do that. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, all right?
Everyone take care. Reach out to us if you have any questions. And Mary and Kaylee, I'll be sending you that RRR information.
All right. For the guys that are staying on, who has questions?
Hi, I'm Andre.
Hey, Andre. I feel like I just spoke with you.
Yeah, we did. And I'm still kind of lost about
All
the
right.
evidence-based practice.
Okay.
Like, I'm not really sure what's going on yet.
Okay. Now you
But
just
I did, yeah, I started about 2 weeks ago. But
right.
I did get the bio sketch done.
Yep.
So
All right. And you
that's
were
about it.
okay. That's fine. You're doing well. You know, you've only been here for 2 weeks, and you've already watched the seminar videos for 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. And you've already done your bio sketch, which is part of your portfolio. So your portfolio is underway. I am not expecting you to being on the floor for 2 weeks. I'm not expecting you to have an idea about what you can do for your evidence-based practice project yet.
Okay.
All right. So please don't stress yourself. Don't worry about that. Like I said, as you work on your unit, what you're going to do is you're going to identify if there's any gap or if there's any issue, is there anything that makes you say, huh, I wonder why we do it like this. I think we could do it like this. And that's where your project is going to start to come to fruition in your mind. Now, that seminar 2 video is all about evidence-based practice, and it's how to develop this thought process and how to come up with an idea. That was with Melissa and Bridget Gunn, who's a librarian. Please make sure you watch that again carefully because they
Okay.
will explain exactly how to do that. And then work with your unit leadership team and ask them if there's anything, any anything going on right now on the unit that you can get involved in as part of improvements or anything like that. All right.
Yeah, your unit, they may have specific goals. They may have like a high incidence of falls that they're looking to address or, um, pressure injuries. Talk-
I feel like it's more on restraints on our unit
Okay.
that they're having problems with.
What
So
unit is
I'll
it?
look
What unit?
S1400
Okay.
because we're getting a lot of dementia
Behave.
patients right now.
Yeah.
So a really good topic in terms of restraints is to do with holistic nursing, and it's to do with using distractions or methods of avoiding restraints, especially with dementia patients. You know, we don't want to put them in restraints. The only time we put them in restraints are if they're a harm to themselves or to us. So are there any techniques or are there any methods that could be implemented to help prevent it coming to that? Whether it's maybe using music
Yeah,
therapy,
that's what
maybe
I was thinking. Music therapy or
yeah.
something
Yeah,
like that.
but Andre, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So
Mm-hmm.
daily 6A, COVID unit now, but really it's an ACE unit, which is advancing care for elders. Okay.
Uh-huh.
They do a lot of work on minimizing restraint use for patients with dementia, Alzheimer's, that whole jury psych work that goes through it. See what they're doing. I can
Yeah.
introduce you to the educator. Her name is Pat Kofelt. You can talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear what they're doing. She can give you resources, and you can take those resources that are used on Daily 6A and then implement them on Springfield 1400. Do some education to the staff, and there's your project.
Oh, that would be great. I
Okay.
Yeah.
think that would work, yeah.
All right, and so I will send you an email to your work email with the name, and I'll CC the educator on Daily 6A.
Okay.
All right, and then talk to your leadership team, and seek approval for that project.
Okay.
But Andre,
That would
don't
do.
feel lost. You're right on track. You're doing well. I appreciate you getting an assignment into me, especially as you've just started. So
Yeah,
you're
you've only
doing
been
well.
there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up because I feel like I'm behind.
Hey, you've got 12 months. You're fine.
You're doing okay, and just communicate with us. That's all you need
Okay.
to do, and we'll
Okay,
make
I
sure
will
that we
do.
help you and we'll keep you on track. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Good stuff. So I see we have Jessica King. Nice to see you again.
I was wondering, can I get the emails or like the contact information for the people that are on my unit to see if they?
Yes. Do you know if you have your Baystate email yet set up?
I need to email. I'm meeting with Michelle tomorrow because tomorrow is like my first day.
Okay.
on it.
So I don't want to rush you. I don't want to because I don't want to overwhelm you. You've just started, even though we're helping you catch up. We don't want to rush you at the same time. You have plenty of time. So I don't want to send you all this information before you've even to your personal email before you've even got your work email set up. All right. Go through the motions, set up your work email, and then I'll send you one by one the things that I want you to do. I don't want you to have to, rush and try and get an evidence-based practice group, and you haven't even started on the floor yet.
Yeah, no. And talk to Michelle, because Michelle may say, hey, Susie is doing XYZ. She's already started, or she's just in the discovery phase of it. Why don't you tag on with her if that's okay? Or like you said, you did the work with Press Ganey at your last employer. Look and see if you can replicate that here.
You cut out. I didn't hear
Yeah, we
after.
lost you for a
You-
minute.
Yeah, you were buffering. We saw you. So anyway, so when you meet with Michelle, she may say, hey, Susie's doing a project. Why don't you team with her? This has been identified as a unit goal. Or talk to her. Again, don't worry about this right now. You just started. And that's cool. And we'll work with you. But just mention that, hey, at my last employer, I did a project on Press Ganey and XYZ. Is this something that's relevant here? And then see if you can replicate it. And then let me know if you need Press Ganey data, because I get all that. Again, that survey is coming out June 9th, so that's going to be RN satisfaction. The patient satisfaction, they use Topbox. If you go to once you get in and stuff, you can go right to the patient experience website internally, and all the dashboards are posted there.
So Jess, just let me know when you do get your work email. And then, I'm going to send you the first and second seminar, but I'd love to touch base with you first over the phone and just go over the stuff briefly over the phone with you. I found that it makes it a lot easier to comprehend and a lot less overwhelming that way.
But again, focus just on getting your accesses.
Yeah.
Do you even have a badge yet? Did they give you a badge?
I just got it yesterday. I'm still
Okay.
doing the else.
Alright.
I'm almost done those though.
Yeah, I mean, like, you get the basics down. Where to park, do I shuttle, access into the computers, access into CIS, do the unit tour and stuff. You know, you already started at another job. You know, that first week is just like information overload. So we don't want to just add that on top, all right? Again, we're here to support your success in your professional development. That would kind of go against that.
Yep. We'll make sure you graduate. Don't worry.
Don't worry. All right. Anyone else?
I just have a quick question about the recordings. For some reason, I started late, so like I only watched the second seminar. I couldn't access the first seminar on the website.
Because it's 3 months old now. Who's
Yeah,
speaking?
I tried. Oh, this is Alba.
Alba, I'll send you I'll manually re-enroll you into the first seminar, all right? And you'll get an
Okay.
email from Ethos with a link, and you'll click that link and go straight back into it, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Hi.
Connor's new. Oh, go ahead.
This is Caitlin. I was just wondering if I could run my project idea by you guys.
Please do.
I work on an intercare unit. So we see a lot of central lines. So I was thinking about, well, my group and I were thinking about doing something with CLABSI. Shortly before I started, the unit, I don't know if it was just my unit or if it was the whole hospital, but they rolled out this these CHG baths with the wipes for people with central lines. So I thought it would be a good idea to do something with that. I did run it by Michelle, the educator on my unit, and she had a really good idea. She thought doing something to educate the PCTs on the CHG baths would be great. She said right now the baths are the RN's job, but she would love to get the PCTs involved. So she was thinking about doing some sort of class or some sort of informational poster or badge card. She also said like running some sort of audit to see if the baths have been helpful at all in minimizing CLABSI infections. Now, one thing she said that was interesting was that last year we had 6 CLABSI infections on our unit. And she said 4 out of, which is a lot, more than they usually have. And she said 4 out of the 6 were caused by a waterborne bacteria. So she thinks that it was probably caused by the bed baths given by the PCTs, which is the main reason she thinks that education for them concerning CLABSI would be a really good idea. So I know that's a whole lot of information. I'm not really sure what the best way to go about this.
So I think that's a great idea. And infection control can really, they narrow it right down of where this organism is from, so a lot of like you see IJs, right? So I have an IJ in, and notoriously there's a lot of sweat and stuff that's in there and moisture that comes in. It's a tough area. You also see the subclavians, and the subclavians tend to get a lot of drool. If somebody, demented, they have their head, and that drool, that saliva can get in under the dressings. So I know they've been doing a lot of work as far as looking at different dressings for the integrity of it, but I think this is key because why is the CH bath a nursing intervention? I mean, that's definitely something that you can delegate to an unlicensed person.
Right.
And
So-
Jessica, Caitlin is on 6B. So Caitlin, Jessica, Caitlin.
Hi.
So Caitlin, I love this idea, and it's really ironic because I'm doing my master's in nursing education right now, and last semester, or last class I should say, I had this advanced evidence-based practice innovation in nursing practice class, and I did a huge paper on the use of chlorhexagluconate wipes and the importance of education and auditing for the successful use of these. And there is tons of information out there on how organizations have implemented or accessed, I should say, the CHG wipes, but not implemented it well to a point where they're getting the results that they need to get. And that all stems from exactly what you just said. The importance of education as far as PCT use, as far as PCT recognition of skin issues, and the importance of auditing to make sure that it's done. And part of that was coming up with strategies for auditing, and one of them was creating a CHG champion on the unit, which I thought was a really good idea. You don't have to go to that extent, but this is a great idea. We do have the CHG wipes, but how can we improve the efficacy and the efficiency of its use? And you're going to find a ton of research, and I think it's a really good project.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, Lucy in the chat, Caitlin, maybe you want to hook up with Lucy. See what she posted in the chat, where she came from a hospital where aides do the CHG bath. Thanks
Yeah,
for
mine
posting
was
that.
too. We didn't do it as nurses. The text did it.
Wow, there you go,
We're in
Jess.
charge of ordering it. Like if you knew your patient had a central line, we had to order it as nurses.
So that education and audit piece right there, huge implementations, big implementations that could positively affect it. So there you go. You've got your gap, you've got your implementation, you just need your research. And like I said,
can I just add one more moving piece to that? Just being aware that if they're not used to doing it and you're going to add that to their list of things to do, that should be a consideration.
And there you go. So part of your project, if you take a look at the poster, you've got your limitations. What limitations are you running into? What can make the project or the rollout difficult? Right there.
So the key to this is, who are the stakeholders? Who's the biggest stakeholder? It's going to be the PCTs. So you want to partner with them. Don't do the project in a silo. Grab your PCT3s, your senior PCTs, your respected PCTs, welcome them into the project, have their name on it, have them contribute with it, because they're going to get their colleagues, their peers to buy in. Oh, Cynthia Barnes says, oh, it's okay to do. Geez, it's not that bad, right? And all the PCTs respect her, they're going to follow in, instead of the nurse just saying, all right, now you're going to do a CHG bath and add it to their plates. Because you do realize there's a huge shortage of PCTs here.
And obviously, I can't remember the source that I used because I did this project last month. There's information out there that contraindicate that actually there was a study done that it's quicker to do bed baths using the CHG wipes. So this is something that would help your PCTs to buy into the use of this, because it makes their job actually quicker and easier.
Right, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I work on the unit and we have the wipes. Everybody doesn't have the wipes?
I'm not sure, actually. That was one of my questions, if it was hospital-wide or if it was just certain units.
But even if your unit does have the wipes, improving the efficacy and the use of it is a great topic. And that, like you already highlighted, the education, the partnering with the PCTs, and the audits are spot on for your implementation.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your feedback.
Yeah, no worries. And like I said, I've just done this work, so you know, let me know if you guys have questions, anything like that. I can dig up my paper and see if I can refer you to any of the sources I used.
That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome stuff. This group is coming up with some great projects.
Is anyone else in the boat of feeling very behind? Just this being I haven't, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't given this that much thought. I think I talked to my preceptor about it once, and she said talk to the educator, because yeah, this ICU orientation is no joke. Not
Yeah.
that other people's is, but it's just, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. And I don't like, for me to come on there and be like, oh, I know how we can improve. Like, I don't even know where everything is. Okay. What am I improving? I've got two things. The first one is the patient label is a hot mess, and it's way too overburdened with information, but that's a hospital thing. So I don't want to do that. The second thing is we could use the Vocera a lot better, but that's all I've come up with. Like, we don't really use the Vocera. It's sort of like, oh, I guess I better get one. Like,
Which is
people who use Vocera, it's part of your job. You have to have it, and we communicate. Like, I can't call PCTs on my Vocera. I can't call the unit secretary on my Vocera, or at least there's not like a culture of doing that. So I think that that would be helpful to us, but I just hesitate to make any suggestions.
So Lucy, so you're in at BMC, right? Baystate Medical Center?
Yeah.
Yeah, so have you heard about the Liberation Committee that they have in the ICU?
Yes, actually, because that was my other thing that I was interested in.
So see if you can go to the Liberation Committee meeting. They do a lot of projects. Tag into one of theirs.
If I can do that, I would love to. It's not
You
that I don't.
can.
Absolutely.
You can.
Yeah,
Who
I don't want
said
to
that?
sound like
Who
I
said
don't want to
that?
sound like I'm
No.
not. I don't want to sound like I'm not interested. I mean, normally I would just be completely geeking out over this and spending tons of time on it, but I think because the echo modules, which, as you probably know, are hours and hours and
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, I know.
And
That's
then
it. That's in the survey. Please comment on that in the survey.
well, no, they need to be hours and hours and hours.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the echo is a lot. Echo is a
Yeah.
lot. But
And so
again,
I'm-
we've been telling you guys this, so you don't have to like reinvent the wheel, right? Or tear down the walls and rebuild everything from scratch. Partner with your colleagues, partner with the experienced nurses, partner with your shared governance teams, your CPC teams.
okay.
That's okay. And from that, you're going to get to know the other team members, right? You're going to learn about operations, and you're going to learn about the challenges that they're working on. So you don't have to sit back and identify it yourself, but you can go to the team and say, aha, you guys are working on this. I have an interest in it. Can I join? And they'll be like, come on board.
Okay, so you just lifted a huge 100-pound weight off my shoulders, because that seems like the most appropriate thing for me to do, rather than like you said,
Absolutely.
like parachuting in.
No, so Lucy, for example, so one of the cohorts, there were 2 nurses in the ICU here, and there was the eye care protocol, you know?
Uh-huh.
They worked with the educator in implementing the eye protocol and doing the education. They didn't do it themselves. They worked with the educator that was doing that project and joined the team with the physicians, with pharmacy, and their part of it is they helped roll out the in-servicing on it.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds
Yeah.
right in my
Yeah.
wheelhouse. Thank you.
And
No.
Lucy, I wanna point out, so the reason why, if you look at your page 2 in the NRP handbook,
Mhm.
your first EBP type thing, the abstract, isn't due until month 6. So even though we're talking about this stuff now,
Mhm.
we're just planting the seed for you to start to think about stuff. We purposely make the second half of the residency program to do with the project, because we know that you guys have all this other stuff that you're doing when you're first hired. All right. So please don't think that you have to rush and get started right now. Please handle your orientation, please handle your modules, and don't worry about the project right now. The first half of the residency program is really to start to put your portfolio together, and that's simple 10-minute stuff like updating your resume and writing a bio sketch. All right.
Okay, gotcha.
Cool.
Hi,
All
my
right.
name's Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
So I'm about 4 weeks in now, and I'm just kind of getting started on stuff for the nurse residency program. Where would you say is the best place to? I'm also just a little overwhelmed because there was a lot of stuff going on. Where would the best place to start be? Would that be like the CPI
There's a
module?
few. There's a few. The recorded seminars go over everything. So have you accessed the seminars 1 and 2?
I was able to watch one, and I'm gonna watch two after this. I'm finally
Perfect.
caught up.
So 1 is an overview of the residency, which is, really good. 2 is basically how to come up with an EBP project. Now, the other part of what you could do is I send out emails monthly, and purposely I make sure I send these out monthly because I put exactly what you should be focusing on that month. I break it down month to month so that you guys aren't overwhelmed. So if you see in your month 1, I sent out resources, and they were basically the residency program handbook, and I told you guys to just start to review it, start to look at it, and I sent out your cohort so that you could see, who else is in your cohort that are close by to you. In that residency program handbook, that second page, I would probably, if you're feeling overwhelmed, just focus on that second page. It says in month 1 to complete the survey that was sent to you and start to think about your EBP project and group. Month 2 is to submit your project topic to us, which is fine if you haven't done so already because I know you're a month behind. And then month 3 is to submit your bio sketch. If you just go by that second page in your residency program handbook, you won't feel overwhelmed because it's just simple 1 or 2 things that you need to do for the whole month.
Okay, thank you so much. I
All
appreciate it.
right. You're welcome. And please look out for my emails because I break it down in my emails as well.
Yeah, I think I just got overwhelmed because there was so many emails all at once that I'm just like trying to filter through them still.
Yeah. My monthly emails are called month 2's NRP resource. I think that's what it's called. That's the only email you'll get from me in terms of that month, in terms of that resource. You may receive another email, which is the Casey Fink survey or something like that. But if you just look at that one resource email for that month and just look at exactly what I say is due that month, you won't feel overwhelmed. I promise.
Thank you.
All right. Who else do we have? I see Luke, I see Kevin, Laura, Junhai, Guy, Emily. Maybe you guys just left the seminar running in the background.
Sorry, I have another question.
Yeah, go ahead, Andrea.
So who do I send the bio sketch to?
Send everything. You can send everything to me, or you can send everything to the BH Nurse Residency Program email. Again, this is in your month 1 email from me.
Okay.
Whichever one you're more
Sorry, I
comfortable.
have not looked through it.
That's fine. If you use a residency email, it goes through to me either way. So
Okay.
whichever one you're more comfortable with.
Okay.
I know you've already been sending me emails, so if you just want to tag onto one of those emails, feel
Okay.
free to just send it to me if it makes it easier.
I think that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's best though if you send everything to the BH Nurse Residency email
Mhm.
box, just in case, like if Nabi's out on vacation, because myself, Laura, and Nabi all have access to it so that we
Okay.
can see it and then we'll get back to you instead of, waiting a week and saying, geez, I haven't heard from Nabi.
Okay.
True. Very
Thank you.
true.
Thank
I
you.
wish I had a vacation coming up.
All you gotta do is ask, Nabi, I'll approve it.
I'll ask the vacation for the vacation, but maybe you could spot me a few bucks.
Yeah, me? Anyone else?
These are great questions, guys. We don't want you guys feeling overwhelmed, so please ask us all these
Or
questions.
lost?
Or lost. We don't want that. And we're going to be rounding. I'm going to be rounding. I'm going to be seeing you guys. I'm going to be bringing the portfolios. I'm going to be touching base with you guys. Please do not feel lost.
All right. Once, twice, 3 times. It's 10 o'clock. Reach out to us if you need anything. Everyone take care. Use the rest of the time if you want. Work on your assignments.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Take care. Bye.